Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you my Berserker, a pure physical crit build. Actually it's a Cyclone build, and basically it's depending on the ascendancy of the Berserker. There are some insane DPS here around the ascendancy of the build of the Berserker. First of all, this node is insane more DPS, 40% more damage, and in the same time 10% increased damage taken. That's why I'm concentrating on some defensive nodes over here to just let me survive, because Berserker is a lot of DPS and at the same time a lot of damage taken. So yeah, that's important. But if you will allocate this node here, so you have to take some defensive, a lot actually of defensive nodes to just survive the league. So that is the first node we have to take, and this is the second one, which is actually affecting the rage. This build is much more based on the acquired rage over here. So as long as we have more rage, we have more DPS. So that's gain 1 rage on hits with attacks no more than once every 0.3 seconds, plus 10 to maximum rage. So my rage actually is just 50 rage, actually the maximum of the rage. This node is also so important. Lose 1% of life per second per rage while you are not losing rage. So if I am losing rage, this effect will not happen. I'm not losing life. If I'm not losing rage, so if I'm at full rage, if I'm not losing rage, I lose life instead. So that's the first part of the node. The second one is inherent effects from having rage are tripled. The effect of rage actually is tripled, which is insane. And the third one is very important while performing Cyclone. Cannot be stunned while you have at least 25 rages. So the Cyclone build, the drawback of the Cyclone build mostly would be the stun actually affecting the Berserker. So cannot be stunned while you have at least 25 rages is a very, very important node. My fourth node, which is really, really amazing DPS, add to DPS actually, because it's adding physical damage if I am dealing critical strike recently, and it adds to my critical strike chance and multiplier as well. My critical strike chance here is like 38%, and actually it should be more, and I'll show you later on in another video how to improve the build, because I'm taking no cluster jewels in the whole build. If I add some cluster jewels and enhancement to my build, I'll have a lot of DPS actually. So my crit chance here is 38%, my crit multiplier is 410%. The multiplier is fair enough, the chance needs to be more. Yeah, that's concerning my ascendancy. My jewels actually, basically it's depending on the attack and defensive stats on the jewels. The first one is increased damage with close. I have my build based on close actually, because of this talisman. This talisman, my build is unarmed at all. I'm using the Facebreaker. I'll tell you about the Facebreaker in a few minutes, but what makes the build work is this talisman actually, because all the modifiers to claw are applied to unarmed attacks, and the claw speed is also applied. All modifiers to cloud speed is also applied to unarmed attack speed. Sorry. And also the modifiers to critic chance of clouds are applied to unarmed attacks. So this what makes the build works, and this node actually, this talisman actually is forcing me to allocate cloud nodes over here. Cloud nodes over here are added to all the stats here are added to unarmed attacks. So my build, the Cyclone build I have, is unarmed at all. No main weapon here. Because of the talisman is number 1, the Facebreaker is number 2. The most important stat in the Facebreaker is the more physical damage with unarmed attacks. And actually the price cost of the Facebreaker varies depending on this modifier over here. The 798% more physical damage with unarmed attack. The price of the 798% is fair, not very expensive, not very cheap. But if we get more physical damage with unarmed attacks in this modifier, we'll get it very expensive. It's not very cheap, it's very expensive, because if we are using like 900 something % more physical damage with unarmed attacks, actually the max limit over here is 1000 more physical damage. So if you get the 1000, it would be like more than 100 exalts or 200 exalts. So the 798 is fair enough for my build. That's the main piece of gear here that affects the physical damage I have in my Cyclone. If we have more physical damage with unarmed attacks percentage, we get insane more DPS. The helmet is Abysses. The Abysses is the helmet of choice in this build because of the crit multiplier, increasing armor, adding physical damage, and all attributes. Physical damage, of course, we are doing physical damage and no other types of damage, so this adds to my physical damage, to crit multiplier, and all attributes, which is really good, adding DPS to my build. The second point in this Abysses is the increased physical damage taken. So I have to insanely increase my physical damage reduction here. My build, the physical damage reduction is not very high, but it's in the midway to improvement. Because of the 41% physical damage reduction, I take less damage from enemy attacks. I need to make it more, but for the time being, it's not very bad. The 41%. I have a little of evasion, 4%. I'm risk capped, except for the chaos resistance, which is I'm suffering till now. But we cannot just use another helmet, but the Abysses. My chest piece is all about the mana cost, minus 15 of mana cost, a lot of armor, a lot of life and life recovery rate, and recover 4% of life on kill. It's based on life and minus 15 to total mana cost. So my Cyclone use no mana at all. I'm almost reserving most of the mana. I'm just working on the build, so I'll just upgrade my vitality here. So my vitality is just level 1. I just bought it now. So I'll just upgrade this, increase the level, and I'll use the whole bunch of mana here. So this is a very important modifier. The socketed attacks have -15 to total mana cost. That what makes I don't have to get the mana region, any mana region node over here, because I'm using no mana at all. That's about the chest. The shield, the Unshattered Well. The Unshattered Well is the shield of choice in channeling skills, because channeling skills deal 66% increased damage, along with some elemental resistances, some life, and the Harbinger of Focus skill. The Harbinger of Focus skill actually makes me give me a buff actually every now and then, and give me some damage reduction, and make me avoid stuns. So the Harbinger of Focus is very important. So this shield is the shield of choice for the build. The rings are all the Circle of Guilt, and it's based on Herald of Purity, along with some physical damage, increased physical damage, and crit chance. Increasing physical damage while affected by Herald of Purity. That's the most important stat here. And Herald of Purity has percentage increased buff effect. Here is 95% increased buff effect, along with the increased physical damage while affected by Herald of Purity. So these actually two rings give me tons of extra DPS. The boots, it's all about resistances. The Rislatus Coil actually gives me a lot of life, 97 plus 97 to maximum life, along with a lot of DPS. 42 more maximum physical attack damage and 43 less minimum physical attack damage. So when we reach the maximum attack damage, when we inherit the full rage and the full buffs on my build, we will have a decent amount of more damage using this. So concerning the jewels, we didn't talk about the jewels. The first one is increased damage with close, increase attack speed while holding a shield. That's not bad jewel. I need to upgrade it. This Unnatural Instinct actually is insane defensive and offensive jewel. I should have in my build, and I should place it in that exact place, because it's giving me some block chance while holding shield, resistances, fire code lightning resistances, movement speed, skill effect duration, because I'm using vulnerability and molten shell, increased physical damage, 34% increased physical damage is really add to my DPS. The nodes over here, it's all about resistances, movement speed and armor, life, accuracy, life, armor, resistances, +2 to melee strike range, evasion armor, regeneration of life, and physical damage, channeling skills, which is really important here because it's adding a lot of DPS here and giving me chance to get the frenzy and endurance charge. Life, block and attack speed, increase attack damage, increase chance, crit chance, movement speed, give me a little bit of dexterity and intelligence, the crit multiplier and chance, life, and this node over here. Look at what this jewel gives me. The pugilist gives me more melee physical damage with unarmed attacks, increase physical damage with close, increase evasion rating. So this jewel over here is a lot of DPS and evasion actually. Then I took some accuracy. All of my claw nodes over here, life, physical damage, increase physical damage, movement speed, attack speed, and dexterity intelligence, crit chance and multiplier, life, crit chance, physical damage, and the most important jewel I have is the lethal pride. The lethal pride gives me a lot of important stats in my build. Increase strength in the last modifier. It adds to the basic modifiers of this node a 5% increased strength. It adds to the basic modifiers of this node 20% to fire resistances and 4% maximum life, 10% increased effect of fortify, and war cries. I don't use any war cries, but later I may use it. So that's all about my skill tree, my gear, and how the build works. Let's have a showcase on how the build works. This is elemental damage reflection, and it's okay. I hate temporal chains, but let's have any of these. Actually is really fast. A lot of movement speed nodes here I took in my skill tree and my gear, but the temporal chains make it just doesn't work. So I'm inheriting rage. My DPS just reached 2,700,000. Tower shield, no.
I cannot do this yet.
Actually, I have a lot to do with the build to improve my DPS. Because if I'm just spending some more money in this build, I'll just make it insane DPS. But taking consideration that we have to actually improve our defense. Now it's 5 million when we get the full rage, and still have a potentiality to work with. My gems actually are very low level, and I'm just
the tree which held their nest.
I just want to spend some more money on this build to work much more better than this. And I'll show you later on how beautiful it became. Yeah, we have 60 rages actually, not 50. Alright. The rage actually gives me a lot of DPS. Alright.
mana is gone.
Berserk, and Berserk doesn't work because of the mana. Forgot about it. So, right. Okay. No. Enough with vitality. Get a bot of faith and some other actually flasks to improve my build. Berserker is just insane DPS. Yeah, but you have to take care about the defense of the build. Anything interesting over here? What is that ghost? Nothing. What is that ghost? Increased damage? Burning damage? Nothing. I may take this. The currency. And that's it. No. 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 Alright. What's in here? Flasks are all about dodging, increasing movement speed, increasing armor and knockback enemies. I need to upgrade my flasks for the build, and I'll show you how insane the TPS would be after improvement I'll make on the build. Glacial Cascade. Nothing annoying about this. Not bad. Not good. Not bad, not good. Nothing to take, just currencies and that's it. Alright.
Return to Kitaba. Do not worry, little beast. We are friends now.
My mana is gone.
Still not excellent DPS. But we will work on the build. I will work on it very soon, and I'll show you later on how insane DPS we will have from this build. That's all about it. Thank you all. Kindly subscribe to my channel for more information and more builds I can give you. I hope you enjoyed my video. Kindly like and subscribe for my channel. Thank you all. Goodbye.